Sports Clinic / Physio Pro, because we've got 2 labels, you know.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Sports Clinic. Sounds cooler than Physio.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the grandstand.
Just going to rebrand
The
it.
sports. Yeah, I'm going to rebrand it. This underway, we have one wave for Teresa Bonvalot. I used to call it Teresa Bonvalot. And then Shannon said, no, Teresa Bonvalot.
Yeah,
Sounds better than Teresa Bonvalot.
Well, we never get elocution training in Australia. You don't really hang out with a lot of... I mean, I'm sure
well-spoken individuals.
Yeah, there's a Portuguese community maybe in Australia, but I just... there's not many of them up in where I'm at the moment on the East Coast. But I think Teresa yesterday and Philippa, both of them, super strong in their respective.
Yeah, they both had 9-point rides, so
yeah,
they both surfed really well. Philippa Anderson, of course, local surfer. And whether or not any local knowledge will come into play in these small conditions remains to be seen. Her opponent from Portugal, she's down there from Cascais, around that area, just outside Lisbon.
Have you been to that region?
Which one?
Guincho.
Yeah, Guincho.
Cascais.
I have.
Again with the pronunciation, but yeah, she said yesterday in her post-heat that it's really similar.
It is a bit similar to here. There's some good beaches, a lot of wind along there.
Kite surfing location there. We used to have an event at I think it was Guincho, and it was renowned for its kite surfing, but it was a really fun beach break.
Yeah, I saw when I saw it, it was after the Rip Curl event up at Peniche, and we were hanging down there, and there were some good waves around.
And then into the city.
Yeah, we saw them on our way to 4 nights and days in Lisbon.
Oh yes, nice.
To wrap things up, we couldn't change our flight, so.
Oh, okay.
So we went and toured Lisbon.
It's not about. It's quite a nice city, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
cobblestone
fun.
And little areas of old school mixed with new school, and then
Para Alte, good night spots.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I know the girls would always go out and have some good nights out in the town. And
yeah, I love Portugal. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is good. It's a good place. I was a little bit intimidated when I first went there because people on the roads would drive at like 220 and like flash you and beep you off the road. You think you're killing it because you're doing like 130. All the Australian like rules and regulations. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm speeding, and then.
I remember we got picked up at the airport. The event had people picking up from the airport. There's me, Sean Doherty, Pauline Adu was in the car. Anyway, the guy was driving so fast. And Mandy McKinnon, who used to do all the videos, she complained. She made them stop. She made the guy stop.
Yeah, right. Well, same thing.
It was scary, I thought.
My first ever event ever out of Australia, and flew to Portugal. Hadn't slept for like 56 hours or something. And get in a car with a guy, and it was like normal. We got there and record speed. I was half asleep in the back. But,
not paying attention. But I think they did used to have a lot of accidents. I think they've come down pretty heavy.
Oh, have they?
On that these days. Well, relatively heavy. Don't do that around here in Newcastle.
No.
No speeding around.
Can't really. I mean, there's so much going on along this beach road anyway. I can't imagine if you'd want to, like, there's pedestrian crossings and kids kind of around and about and skate parks, and it's such a good area. Lots of activity, people walking in the morning along the foreshore. It's really a good place to be. It's really I've always loved coming here, but when you're in the vibe of the activities that's happening all around and the cafes on the beach, and you can pretty much walk from here to Newey all the way through on that beach part.
Oh, for sure. It goes up Bathers Walk, they call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Quaint name, Bathers Walk.
Yes. Is that there's like a walking bridge at the top?
Yeah, it's up the top of Bar Beach there.
Yeah, it looks at night all lit up. It looks quite nice.
Yeah, it looks cool. But it's all part of it. I tell you, I was at Newcastle Beach yesterday afternoon, ducked down for a swim. It needs a bit of a refurbish, I tell you. Not that I'm saying anything, Newcastle Council, but I'm sure they've got it earmarked. As we see Teresa Bonvalot, quite a little snap. This is a good little inside runner for the goofy footer from Portugal, but unfortunately, just as I talk about that, the wave runs out of speed. Still 2 turns. And she already had a 1, looking to build something up. We saw Coco Ho with her 2 waves was 6 and a 5 point something in that last heat. So that was a nice turn, that first one. Teresa getting another solid turning before that one runs out of speed. So really 1.5 good turns there from Teresa Bonvalot. And here's Philippa looking for this little right-hander to do something. Drives it up into the lip. this one. A lot of white water to get around, and she does get a second turn in. Did really well to get around that section.
Yeah, she did really well in that wave. She did have a few small scores, but she's managed to paddle into a good-looking right here, Reggae. Getting around that section there, she's got really good use of her arms there, up and over that section. Good timing there for Philippa. Again, 2 turns, throwing the fins a little bit on that second turn there. Definitely probably inspired by older brother Craig Anderson. I know that they both have pretty good styles when they surf. And Teresa, yesterday, choosing to sit a little bit further north than her competitor who she had in that round of 16. Managed to pick up on in front of the contest site by herself. I think it was a high 7 to propel her into the lead. Philippa pretty much doing similar thing, paddling out the front. Obviously, local knowledge helping for her. Against it was a hectic heat with Macy Callahan. Macy did get a 9.5 earlier in the day, so
she knew she had to pull out all stops.
Yeah, Macy having a semis result, I think, over in Florida. So Philippa, I don't know. She told me yesterday that she has never cracked the quarterfinals here. She's always kind of got knocked the round before, and it's been something like a bugbear for her. So
except in 2009.
Yeah, true that. But when it's been a 6,000, I think.
Oh right, so she won it when it was a 1,000.
Yeah, which was I mean, still
2009. That's what I was thinking before. Like, what is it now? 2018. Yeah, so 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's a bit of a time. She knocked me out of that event. Actually, I remember in the quarterfinal, and she got a 10.
Get your own back now. Start riding her off.
She got a 10 in her heat out of ladies.
Oh, overscored.
She
local
got barreled. I was like, who gets barreled on a day like today?
Who gets barreled in a surf contest at Newcastle? What's going on?
Yeah, that's it. Don't say that to Jessie and Hoya, though.
She must have been pretty young.
Yeah, she was a baby.
Like 9 years ago. Like, she's not very old now. She must have been 16, 17.
Yeah, she was shredding. She was actually, like, at that age, I remember seeing her being one of the youngsters who could actually throw fins and land, which was good. I knew she'd be pushing boundaries, and she still really wants to get onto that world tour, and I think she'd have a good crack if she got on there. So this is a strong result so far. I know she'd want to be going further, though.
Definitely.
Don't count your chickens, but nice wave there for her. Looking like she got a 4.5 on that right-hander, and to be paddling into another one here. So open face slash carve there for Philippa. She's getting over this little bit of a bumpy section, maintaining speed there through that tricky condition, tricky flat section, but nice and vertical.
Was nice. Yeah, it did really well there. So Philippa, you know, she's adjusted her mindset to these waves. I mean, it'd be so easy to go out there and go, oh, you know what, these waves are hopeless, what we're going to do, I'm over it. But you've just got to deal with it. And she did a nice turn on the outside, did really well to get over this flat section, and it was worth the effort because, as we'll see, when she gets through here, nice little bowl, throws it up, good vertical turn. So Philippa Anderson, of course, a previous winner here, as we were talking about before, way back in 2009. Coco Ho, she also won the event. She's in the first semi-final.
Yeah, first semi.
No, she's in the second semi, so the winner of this up against Coco. And in the first semi-final, Malia Manuel and Tyler Wright. So Malia's won the event as well.
Yeah.
So if
everyone remaining might be event winners.
Except Tyler. Tyler's never won it. Her sister won it. Kirby won it. But Tyler never won it.
That's weird for Tyler. I think she's won nearly everything, hasn't she? Already? At her age?
Well, you'd think so.
Yeah.
Seems like she's been around. I mean,
Two world titles.
When she won that Lanes event at Manly, 20 grand or something. She was 14 then.
Yeah, not a bad paycheck.
I remember doing the presentation.
Yeah, we...
thanks, Reg. They gave her a 20 grand check.
Buy a car that I can't drive.
Yeah, she had to go back to school.
Yeah.
Pretty weird, though, winning. I think she might have been year 9.
Her and Steph, both of them. We saw them coming and we were like, okay, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Steph was pretty young when she won.
I think she was still maybe
when she
12.
won it. Yeah, when she won the Roxy.
Yeah, had to duck out from class and go and surf in the heats and go back to school.
Because her mum's a school teacher. She was never one for wagging.
Yeah, that's the same as my mum. My mum was like, no, and you're finishing year 12. So, which is good, I think. Yeah, it's kind of, you get a bit of...
Well, then uni now is a mature age student.
Yes.
Are you one of those annoying? I mean, I was in first year uni. All the mature age students were so annoying.
And asking heaps of questions.
Because they asked questions, they'd done all the work, they'd read everything. I'd come there, be sitting there, and then I'm looking for surf. Next thing, water comes out your nose on the desk, and they'd all ready. I was like some feral.
With your tap nose. Yeah, I would like to say that I am, but I don't. Yeah, there are a few of those actually.
Yeah.
I think I'm like medium age for my course, which is it's kind of good. I was expecting to go to uni with a whole bunch of 19-year-olds. Not that that would be that bad, but it would be a little bit bad. Anyway, we are looking at Philippa Anderson, looking at a second wave score 5.17 there. So that second right that she caught with a really vertical arms up finish, 5.17, and her backup of 4.5. Teresa still in the mix. She's got a 3.5 and a 2.0. Obviously, wanting to get onto something that allows her to do 2 turns there, but she has got, does need a 6.17.
Yeah, we're about. Well, if I hit the stopwatch at the right time, we're about 11 minutes into this heat.
Yeah, we should actually.
Fourth quarter final.
Should see if we're. I've got 37 minutes on mine. That's good. Yeah, fourth quarter final here. They've all been really good matchups, actually. Lots of experience and then a few young competitors making their way through the draw. It was really awesome to see some of those younger girls from Hawaii and USA. Good to see Caroline Marks in this event. I haven't seen a lot of the fresh up-and-comers. A few young Aussies coming through. Holly Warren also making the quarters.
Yeah, I mean, good surfers like Kobe Enright surfed really well. Straight through to the... she made the round of 16, I think. And no, there's some great surfing. And I'm just trying to think, what was her name? Young Hawaiian girl...
Rico Bueno, maybe, potentially?
I've got a mental block.
Layla?
Oh, yeah, Layla. Yeah, she was pretty impressive, and she was one from the very start. I'm on fire.
Blonde hair, I remember her too. Surfing really strong. She's 14 or 15 years old. Blasting her way.
Gabriella Bryant.
That's it.
Yep, she was pretty awesome. I thought, wow. Hoya and I calling her first heat. Where did this kid come from?
Yeah.
And so a lot of depth. It looks like there's a big pack. But it's interesting. That's why it's interesting working on these events. Because you work on the CTs a lot. You just sort of see the same 14 surfers all the time. Not there's anything wrong with that. They're all nice people. But it's really interesting to see some of the young crew. And I think seeing this year, and I think the fact we've got that run of 1,000 seems definitely worthwhile for more people to make their way out in the back-to-back 6,000. So there's a real strong, solid foundation of 14 to 17-year-old surfers coming through up in the women's.
Yeah, even yesterday, Alyssa Spencer as well. She was
surfed really well.
I don't think she ever fell off on one of the shore eats, which was they were taking everyone out.
Yeah.
And she just was timing everything really well. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's
full
from
influx.
California. There's a bit of a California went a bit quiet there for a while. Now look at it. You got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sage, Courtney. So yeah.
And then over the other side, Florida with Caroline. USA.
Making the comeback.
Hawaii. There's a lot of Australians still up in the mix, which is good. Again, with my bias, can't help it. And who Brazil, Savannah.
So that's the thing. Brazil's a little bit different. You think Savannah came on tour around the same time you did.
Yeah.
And there's a massive strength of Brazilian male surfers. For some reason, there's not the same strength of female surfers.
Yeah, I've actually seen one girl I've seen on Instagram. She throws down air reversals pretty much on every wave.
But I think, I'm always surprised there's not like 3 or 4
influx. Yeah, there was one that came over. She was in World Juniors earlier in the year, and I think she made it potentially through to around 24.
Oh, okay. It was Jacqueline Silva. She was around for a while too.
Jacqueline was the most consistent surfer I think I ever surfed against.
Won a couple of events. Okay, Philippa Anderson with a 4.5 and a 5.17 in the lead. Teresa Bonvalot with a 3.5 and a 2, and here goes Teresa now, needing a 6.17. If this one stands up, could offer something on the inside. Nice slicing turn there, just bouncing across this section into the shore break, throws it up for a vertical re-entry, and that one flattens out, so didn't quite ride out of that, so not anything special, but given the size of these waves, she did well for those first 2 turns.
Yeah, she did really well, and notice there, reggae, she did paddle away from Philippa.
Yeah.
Which, she tends to do a little bit, I think, taking a page out of Joanne Defay's book. When she needs a score, she gets away, and yesterday she paddled down to ladies to put pressure on Alyssa Spencer, so...
which it did. But while we watch Teresa paddle back out, we're going to cross down to Shannon, who's with that winner of that last heat, Coco Ho.
Thanks, guys. Coco, thanks for coming out for an interview. Great job out in the water. It looks pretty small and tricky.
Yeah, it's definitely the most trying conditions, but that's what we're here for. You know, we surf everything. We're surfers, so it was fun to just get moving.
Awesome. Congratulations for making it into the semis. How do you feel, any pressure going into it, or are you feeling pretty relaxed?
I'm relaxed. I'm really happy. This year I wanted to make every event worth it. You know, I've done the tour for 10 plus years, and can easily get into a groove of just showing up and then just surfing. But I wanted to make it all count and make every event a result, and give myself a break on the latter half. So I'm just hoping that can happen, and yeah, I got to make it happen.
Awesome. And traveling with your brother Mason, how does that affect your performance, or just coaching and that kind of stuff on the sidelines?
Yeah, Mason's so funny. He's obviously will do anything for me, and he's there for me. But I got it pretty down with or without him. But he's so cute. He's finding a grain of wax on the bottom of my board. I helped. He's so precious. So just having him there is everything. And yeah, you need a big brother to kind of scare you.
So great. And you've been on tour for a long time, and they've thrown some new events in for the ladies this year on the CT. What are you looking forward to the most?
The 3 new events, Bali, J-Bay, and the wave pool, are all something I'm really looking forward to. They're all pockety rights, super similar to what I love, and yeah, I'm so excited.
Awesome. Well, I won't hold you anymore. Get ready for a semifinal. Congrats for making it so far, and we'll go back to you guys in the booth.
All right. Thank you, Coco Ho. Well,
not sure what happened there with Philippa, but
yeah,
Coco kind of been on the bubble a little bit with qualification the last 2 years.
Yeah, she has actually, which is surprising because she's a great surfer, and funny when she says she's been on it for 10 years. I remember when I think it was in Portugal, yeah, the original search event, she won her first CT over there. That seems like
it was small and it was lefts, right? And
yeah, at Baleal.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and it was good, but I remember thinking, well, I can't realize that was 10 years ago. God. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not 10, it's 9. But anyway, she's been around for 10 years on the tour. And, yeah, it was interesting that she said the 3 women's new events on the women's tour, Karamas, Jeffreys Bay, and the Surf Ranch. And, yeah, Surf Ranch is empty at the moment. They're reconfiguring the bottom contours.
I heard that.
Yeah, they're turning into a left just to throw one.
Oh. Really?
You heard it here first.
Well, they need a left on the women's world tour. I'm just going to say that because they did lose Fiji and there are a lot of rights. So I know the goofy footers are. There's a bit of chatter through amongst the goofy.
Well, it's actually, yeah. I think it's a men's tour is similar. They've just got Chopu really.
Yeah, right.
And hopefully Pipe. I know is going there.
Yeah.
That's a maybe with a question mark. Yeah, Margaret River lefts.
Yeah, where everyone goes right.
Yeah.
But, you want to go left.
There's literally no, unless Super Tubes is really good.
Yeah.
And that's a peak anyway. There's no confirmed lefts on the tour other than Chopu.
Which is, it's a pretty solid left, isn't it, to have them in?
Yeah, well, it makes up the 3 others, I reckon.
Yeah. Not sure how long we have on the clock. We don't have a timer, but
I reckon, by my estimation, it is about 7 minutes to go.
Okay. So
Philippa Anderson in the lead, a 4.5 to 5.17. That last wave of Teresa is a little bit better, 3.5, but still chasing that 6.17. Unfortunately for Teresa, she needed 2 more turns on that. That's the difference. Philippa's 5.17 was pretty well just one good manoeuvre on the inside, better than the 3.5 we saw Teresa lock in before. Not sure who's got priority, but
I think it's interesting to see they're sitting so close to each other. I'm not sure whether that's tactical by Philippa at the moment. If you do give Teresa too much space in the lineup, she has, in the last 2 heats I've seen, she's gone and got a score. So we'll see if Philippa kind of sticks close to her, just to put a bit of pressure on. I'm not really sure who has priority at the moment either.
No, so Teresa just keeping an eye on her. So Philippa Anderson, a narrow lead. She wins by 3.1, but they're going to take one wave of 6.17. Although having said that, that is a big ask out there. Although we saw Coco Ho with a 6.5 and a high 5. I think it was a 5.9 that last heat. So they are available.
Yeah, both Coco and Philippa are able to maintain speed over those tricky flat sections.
Yeah.
Philippa's board looks like it's going well for her as well. Able to kind of negotiate up and over that and still being able to go so vertical. I think it's going to be a bit of a point of difference for a lot of these women in these finals. Now we see a bit of a wave coming through. It must have been Teresa potentially with priority there. She's just surfing off screen, so we'll see if we can get a bit of a closer angle and replay on that one.
Yeah, it looks like that one's shut down pretty early.
I wonder if she managed to get 2 quick turns on it, potentially only just one, but we'll have a look at that if we can.
Yeah, well, coming up in around about, well, I think we've got about 5 minutes, maybe just a bit under, left in this heat. Quarterfinal number 1 of the Burton Automotive Pro coming. Oh, here we go. Big. Well, yeah, it's just one term. She got pretty vertical on that. But coming out next in the men's, Baron Mamiya from Hawaii, Davey Cathles from Narrabeen, Australia. That's the first quarterfinal. Then we'll see Ethan Ewing up against Stu Kennedy. Quarterfinal number 3, Mikey Wright and Jadson Andre. And the last quarter will be Evan Geiselman and William Cardoso. So those men's quarters will be hitting the water immediately after this heat. After the men's quarters, it'll be the women's semis, followed by the men's semis, women's final and men's final. And probably men's final go out. Well, women's final, probably, I think the finals start around about 2:30, but don't quote me because I could be wrong.
Yeah, see how we go
guessing
today. Yeah, that's the quarterfinals for the men. They'll be good matchups. Few Aussies, Brazilian, American, Hawaiian. Barron's had a great
he's been
opening event.
Yeah, he surfed really well from the first round.
In big waves as well, big and small, just showing he can mix it up in everything, which is awesome. He's only 18, potentially, from Hawaii.
Yep.
And, I've watched him surf maturity-wise with, tactics throughout the event and getting solid 8s straight off the bat. So knows where he wants to sit and just seems to go about his business. It's kind of the dark horse, I think, a little bit in this event. Yeah,
he's had some good wins. Like I said, he came in for the first round. Won the round of 48, got second in the round of 24, and of course then yesterday afternoon he did what was necessary in the first heat, beat Alejo Muniz. So here in the quarterfinals, and tough one there. Davey Cathel's very experienced surfer, also one of the form surfers over the last few days. So a great heat coming up. I think there's about, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 minutes left in this heat. Philippa Anderson still in the lead.
Looks like Teresa has got a 5.17 for that last vertical bash that she did on her backhand there. So it's going to come down to these mad minutes here. She only needs a 4.5 now. So
wow, look at him going.
Yeah, you can see that Philippa holds priority here. And
Teresa having a look at this, needing a 4.5, little left, throws it up. No, that wave was non-existent.
I was wondering whether what she was doing there, whether she was doing the right thing, because we can't really tell from this angle that much. And I was like, what are you doing?